The Valley Vikings have won the opening coin toss, and they will receive. Opening kickoff brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance Officer Greg Mullen and Rush help you find the best policy to fit your life. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. Bee Diggers have been very good on special teams this year. And even better when they begin on defense. They win that battle of field position. And that certainly gets them going in the right direction. By the way, you can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. Turn on mobile notifications. You receive scoring updates as they happen. Also, keep in mind, Brush High School students before next Friday's game against Sterling from 5:30 to 6:30 at Bee Digger Stadium. We'll be collecting money for the Morgan County Disaster Relief Fund that's coming up next Friday, 5:30 to 6:30 at Bee Digger Stadium. Omar Fierro to kick it off. Looks like Dominic Mozal is one of those Vikings, along with Drew Reams. Back to receive. And Fierro runs towards the ball. A high booming kick. And that's going to go way back there towards the end zone. And it rolls at the 1 yard line, picked up by Mozal, running to his right. And he's going to be hit hard at about the 10 yard line. Several Bee Diggers stack him up. Check that. That's Victor Delgado instead. For Valley. Eddie Arribas made the tackle. And now Valley at their own 10 yard line to begin this game. Their quarterback is Avery Handlicek, and Drew Reams is their big ball carrier. Out there with Delgado. Handlicek in a shotgun. Delgado to his left. 1st and 10, awaiting the snap. Handlicek has the football, and running right is going to be Delgado across the 10 yard line. Maybe, or was he hit right at the 10? Maybe lost half a yard. Running to his right, Maverick Seawald made the tackle. Let's see, do they give him anything? No gain there for Delgado. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Bee Diggers right there to make the play. Lining up on that right hash mark. The aforementioned Mozal is the receiver to the left, one receiver to the right. Handlicek out of a shotgun with one setback. Awaiting the snap. Has the football, 2-step drop over the middle of the pass is tipped up and nearly intercepted, intended for Mozal. Eddie Arribas tipped it up at the 20 yard line, but he fell down and couldn't get to the ball. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 to go for the Vikings. Bee Diggers looking for a big first quarter to put this thing away early.
Brings us 3rd down. And
so on 3rd down, and less than 10 to go, with the football sitting at the 10 yard line. Again, Handlicek out of a shotgun. Let's see how much pressure the Bee Diggers put on him. 2 receivers out to the left and 1 to the right, with one setback. Gets the snap, then the ball is bobbled. He picks it up. He's on the 1 yard line, throws off his back foot towards the Bee Digger bench, and it's well out of bounds. It'll be 4th down and 10, and the Vikings will have to punt. That was expected with the way the Bee Diggers were pressuring Handlicek, especially off a low snap. It'll be Drew Reams to punt. Randy Baker at the Valley 47, ready to receive the punt. Handlicek standing 2 yards into the end zone, awaiting the snap, and there's a flag down. I wonder the Bee Diggers jumped. That would make it a 4th and 5 if Brush did jump. And the indication is offsides against the Bee Diggers. Now they'll have to back off a little bit. Still 4th down, but you don't want to make a silly play like that, commit a silly penalty. Now Reams at the 3 yard line, waiting to punt. Awaits the snap. Perfect snap. Here comes the rush. He gets it off the left-handed fluttering punt. Fielded by Baker. No, he lets it bounce at the 47. Takes a Bee Digger roll and is down at the 43. That could have been dangerous because Marcos Garcia nearly had that ball deflect off of him. But now Brush will start at the Valley 43 yard line. With 10:57 to go in the opening quarter, it's Brush's first possession of the game. Hometown service and a higher plane. That's High Plains Bank, 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins. For assistance in opening a loan, equity line of credit or checking account. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers. Already in excellent field position at the Valley 43-yard line. We'll have the starting lineup momentarily. Kyle Rosenbrock is the quarterback. One man in the backfield. That's Gutierrez. Back to throw, looking. Rosenbrock over the middle. That's incomplete. Randy Baker was the intended receiver, but he was covered very well. Starting lineup brought to you by Blodorn Lumber at blodornlumber.com. You can browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Blodorn Lumber at Fort Morgan at 130 State Street. And nothing there. 2nd down and 10 to go for the Bee Diggers. Let's see if they now go to the run. We'll get to that offensive line here momentarily for Brush. On 2nd down and 10 in motion to the left is Peterson. There's the pitch left to Gutierrez, swinging to the outside. 1st down along the left sideline, inside the 30, still on his feet. Breaks out of a tackle to 15, and then he's knocked out of bounds. Before the 15-yard line, he was still going, but the referee had signaled him down. Let's see, he got to, I believe, the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 22 for Mikey Gutierrez and a Brush Bee Digger 1st down. And Dave Urich will join me momentarily. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers. They're at the 21-yard line of the Valley Vikings. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Gutierrez, as I mentioned, also in that backfield. On 1st down, back to throw Rosenbrock towards the middle. The pass is dropped by Baker, wide open at the 15-yard line. God dang it. That's a pass he never dropped in the past. Of course, he's been in the backfield this year. He was a wide receiver for the sophomore and junior years of his high school career. 2nd down and 10 to go for the Bee Diggers. On the offensive line, Tristan Teeter, Jacob Nichols, Maverick Seawald, Joe Carwin, Jose Rodriguez, of course, Oscar Soto now in the lineup as well. Kalen Brandt, the tight end. Alec Peterson, as we mentioned, also in that lineup for the Bee Diggers. On 2nd down and 10 to go for the 21. There's the give and a breaking of tackles. Baker running to his left across the 20-yard line towards the 15 before he's tackled along the right side by Riley Schneider, a freshman. 5'8", 135. He gets to about the 15-yard line. A gain of 6 for Randy Baker. 3rd down and 4 to go for the Bee Diggers. Upcoming is the 5th play of the drive. 10-10 on 10-10 to go in the opening quarter. Bee Diggers on their initial possession. 3rd down and 4 at the 15-yard line. Jake Brown is the receiver to the left. The backs are split for Rosenbrock. And there's the give on the right side to Baker, running it wide to the right. He's got a 1st down along the sideline to the 5. Touchdown for Randy Baker. He was untouched from 15 yards away. And the Bee Diggers, 2 minutes and 8 seconds into the game, lead by a score of 6-0. And now the extra point to be attempted by Javier Munoz. That was a drive that went pretty quickly for the Bee Diggers. Just over a minute on that drive. Ryan Hirschfeld is the holder, awaiting the snap. It's down. Kick by Munoz is up. It's a little bit off to the left, but inside the left upright. Rush 7, Valley nothing on 1010 KSRR and KSRR.com. Aaron Garcilaso to kick it off, and the ball's going to take a bounce and go into the end zone as Drew Reams could not field it. So Valley has the football at their own 20-yard line. The Bee Diggers ran 6 plays, 43 yards. Randy Baker scores from 15 yards away. That's already 2 carries, 21 yards for Baker. And the Bee Diggers holding this 7-0 lead. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, and Avery Hanslechek, the quarterback, awaiting the snap. He's got And the handoff off to the left side, running wide to the left, across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Peyton Chacon run out of bounds over there by Matos Garcia and Eddie Arribas. Not in the starting lineup defensively is Rosenbrock tonight to give him a rest. It'll be second down and about 7 to go for the Vikings. Now the Beat Diggers hope that their other drives can be just as proficient as their first. Out of a shotgun, Hanzlacek has the football, and he'll hand it off on the right side to Delgado, breaks out of a tackle, and then dives to the 24-yard line. Alec Peterson makes the tackle, but it's only a gain of 1. Third down and 6 to go for the Vikings. Again, you can follow us on Twitter.
Brings up third down and 6.
KSIR Sports. Receive those scoring updates as they happen. Third down and 6 to go for Valley. Receiver to the left is Cruz Garza. 2 receivers out to the right, out of a shotgun from the 24-yard line. Hanzlacek awaits the snap. Back to throw. 2-step drop. Throws to his right. Incomplete. Jake Brown was closer than the intended receiver, Carlos Uribe, a freshman. Fourth down and 6 to go. Hanzlacek 0 for 3 of the early going. And the Vikings once again will have to punt, and Drew Reams will be punting for Valley. Randy Baker back to receive. 8:24 to go first quarter. Brush 7, Valley nothing on Randy Baker's 15-yard run. Awaits a snap, a high snap. Here comes the rush, gets it off. Another end-over-end punt, bounces at the 40-yard line, fielded by Baker at the 37, off a hop to the 40-yard line. Breaks out of a tackle at the 41, and then he dives to the 45, and there's a late flag coming in. Don't know if there was a face mask on Valley or a block in the back by Brush. Initial indication to come momentarily. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line of the Beat Diggers. Neither team is moving in one direction. Block in the back against the Beat Diggers, so that will move backwards for the Beat Diggers. They'll still be on their own side of the field, but further away from the 50. So with 8:14 to go, first quarter, the Beat Diggers start at their 34-yard line on their second drive of the game. Northeast Colorado's locally owned Hometown Savings and Loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. Equitable Savings and Loan. They have financial solutions for you. That's Equitable Savings and Loan. Baker and Gutierrez in the backfield along with Alec Peterson in that horizontal I. Rosenbrock on 1st and 10. No receivers in on this set. And Rosenbrock hands it off as he falls down right up the middle to Mikey Gutierrez. He was tripped up at the 38. Able to gain 4 yards in a play. Second down and 6 for the Beat Diggers. Well, did they give him that? At the 38. Yeah, we'll give him the 37. We'll give him 3 yards. Second and 7 for Brush. At the 37-yard line, Randy Baker's 15-yard run has given the Beat Diggers a 7-0 lead in the early going. On second down and 7 for the 37, and there is a play action. Rosenbrock looking to throw, sets up a screen to the left, and it's dropped by Peterson. At the 37 along the left side, as Rosenbrock threw it across the field. Play was set up very nicely. The throw might have been a little bit too much, but it looked pretty good from this vantage point. Rosenbrock is 0 for 3 so far, and it's third down and 7 to go for Brush at their own. Well, that ball's now closer to the 38-yard line. I'm telling you, it's like they moved the ball up like half a yard off that last spot. Well, based on that, I'm going to just call it a third down and 6 to go for the Beat Diggers. They've been a very good third down team this year. That's one of the reasons that they're ranked number 1 in the state. There's the pitch left to Gutierrez. Tons of running room to the outside. First down at the 50-yard line. He's going to be dragged down from behind into Valley territory at the 43 by Dominic Mozal. But for Mikey Gutierrez, that's a solid gain of close to 20 yards.
Gain of 20 on the play.
46 yards already
First down.
for Mikey Gutierrez with a football at the 42-yard line of the Vikings. They have so much speed to the outside, that certainly helps Brush's cause. On 1st and 10 for the Valley, 42, Peterson is the receiver to the right, Guzman and Brown to the left. The lone setback is the junior running back, Mikey Gutierrez. Rosenbach again, back to throw, looking, setting, over the middle, the pass is caught inside the 15-yard line, and that is a first down for the Beediggers. Another connection for Rosenbach, this time to Nico Guzman. And it's a gain of 27 yards in a play.
It's enough for another Beedigger. First down.
So at the 15-yard line, Guzman was wide open. He's got excellent hands. Caught a 36-yarder last week. That led to a 5-yard touchdown pass from Rosenbach to Alec Peterson on the very next play. 6:45 to go first quarter. The Beediggers with a 7-0 lead. 1st and 10 for the Valley, 15, 3 in the backfield. Receiverless on this particular play. Handoff, Baker, left side, cuts it back to the 10, to the 5, he's into the end zone. It's a second 15-yard touchdown run of the opening quarter. And Brush now with a 13-0 lead with 6.5 minutes to go. Baker has 3 carries for 36 yards, and 2 of them have found the end zone. And another quick drive for the Beediggers. That took just a minute 44. But they went 66 yards on that one. Now another extra point to be attempted by Javier Munoz. Awaiting the snap. There was movement, no flag. The kick by Munoz is up, and that one is another one that's good. 6.5 to go, opening quarter. Brush 14, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Beediger Stadium, where the Beediggers hold a 14-0 lead. Second 15-yard touchdown run by Randy Baker and Omar Fierro to kick it off. And this is another high, booming kick. It'll be fielded by Delgado at the 8. He fakes the handoff to Reams, runs to his right across the 15 to the 20, and he's brought down at the 24-yard line, a return of 16. That's where the Valley Vikings will have the football to begin their next drive. With 6:24 to go in the opening quarter, and the Beediggers now holding a 14-0 lead, a 66-yard drive.
Of the Vikings, 1st and 10.
And yeah, we're working on I know our signal here is good, but I understand that we're picking up a lot of background noise, so we'll try to clean that up as quickly as possible. 1st and 10, Hanslacek out of a shotgun from the 23, has the football, rolling to his right, looking to throw off his back foot. Pass is intercepted along the left side by Peterson at the 15 to 10, 5. Touchdown for Alec Peterson. He intercepts it and goes all the way. We'll call it about 29 yards away from Peterson. We'll have to confirm that a little bit later on, but Peterson scores his second defensive touchdown of the season, and Brush now leads 20-0 with 6:15 to go in the opening quarter. And the extra point is upcoming for the Beediggers. So big interception there by Peterson. And the Vikings will get the ball back, but now down by 21. Awaiting the snap, Hirschfeld. The kick by Munoz is up, and that looks good from here. It is 6:15 to go in the opening quarter. Brush 21, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. And there's a short kick fielded over there by Valley. Brendan Gonzalez returns it across the 20 to the 25. Might have gotten to the 27 or 28-yard line again off a short kick. Alec Peterson unofficially with a return of 29 yards on that interception. And the Beediggers now holding a lead that is sitting at 21-0 So Valley has the football at their own 27-yard line with 6:09 to go in the opening quarter. Out of a shotgun is Hanselcheck. Fakes the handoff. No, he's going to give it off actually to Delgado. Good running room across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Nico Guzman made the tackle, but that's a good play there for Valley. One of the rare good plays. Delgado picking up close to 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 to go for the Vikings at the 33-yard line. Well, the Bee Diggers now with a very opportunistic defense, as we saw in that last play. 2nd down with the football sitting at the 33. Hanselcheck out of a shotgun has the football. He's going to hand it off again right up the middle. That's a 1st down and a hole across the 40 to the 46-yard line. That's a big hole for Victor Delgado. It's a gain of 13. And Delgado now has 20 yards on 4 carries. And for the Vikings, they have a much coveted 1st down. Now they want to slow down the Bee Diggers just a little bit. Rush right now on fire with 2 Randy Baker touchdowns from 15 yards away. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. 5:10 to go. In the opening quarter, Rush leading 21-0. Hanselcheck again, the Valley quarterback, out of a shotgun, is going to hand it off left side. That's Reams. Jitterbugs his way across the 50 to the 49. Picks up 5 yards. Jose Rodriguez and Eddie Arribas in on the play. That's the first carry of the game for Drew Reams. 2nd down and 5 now in Bee Digger territory. First score of the game brought to you by MMI International. Before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. They outperform their competitors hands down. 842-5161 MMI International. 2nd and 5 for Valley, now in Brush territory at the 49-yard line. Awaiting the snap, Hanselcheck hands it off again, right up the guts, and maybe a yard. Oster Soto, in his first start of the season, grabbed him around the ankles, and that will be a gain of 1 for Drew Reams. 3rd down and 4 to go for Valley at the Bee Digger 48-yard line. Checking in is Juan Gomez, a sophomore. They've got a very young team here. We still have 3:50 to go in the first quarter. And the Bee Diggers, as expected, playing very well against the Vikings. On 3rd down, awaiting the snap, Hanselcheck. He's going to hand it off to Delgado, running right. Has a yard to the 47 as he runs into a few Bee Diggers. And there's 3 or 4 Bee Diggers driving him back, including Maverick Seawald, who came away with the football. It'll be 4th down and 3. Say Valley's got nothing to lose here. It's already been a very long opening half for them. Well, let's see if they decide to go for it. Looks like Valley will. 4th and 3 for the Bee Digger 47. Under 3 minutes to go in the first. Hanselcheck again awaiting the snap out of the shotgun formation, and it's going to go to Reams, and he's going to punt the ball instead. It'll take a Valley roll inside the 10 to the 5. That ball's going to drop at the 4-yard line. That's a great play there by Valley. A punt of about 43 yards, and the Bee Diggers are backed up on this drive. With 2:40 to go in the opening quarter, beginning at their own 4. And looking for a monster play at this point. Let's see if the Bee Diggers can put it together. Come away with a big gainer. On 1st down and 10. The Bee Diggers at their own 4-yard line. 3 in the backfield. Rosenbrock will hand it off right up the middle. That's Peterson. And he's got a couple of yards before Delgado makes the tackle. And they give him, looks like a couple of yards.
So, 2nd and 8.
2nd down and 8 to go for the Beet Diggers. With the football resting at the 6-yard line. Brush has got a long way to go before they can extend the lead. From the 6, lining up on the left hash mark. On 2nd down and 8 to go for the Beet Diggers. Peterson is in motion to the right. Rosenbrock on the handoff right to Baker. Big running room across the 10 to the 15-yard line. Slips out of a tackle to 25. Still on his feet. Stiff arming. Spinning. Baker still going. He is across the 30-yard line. Baker all the way to the 33. It's a gain of 27. And a Brush Beet Digger first down for Randy Baker. A very strong run for Baker, who now has 73 yards. Make it 63 yards on just 4 carries.
First down, ball spotted at the 33.
So from the 33. Randy Baker and the Beet Diggers moving the ball forward. The lone setback this time is Gutierrez. Trips to the left. Rosenbrock back to throw. Looking. No pressure. Now runs to his right. Sets. Is going to heave the ball deep up the middle. That pass is going to be tipped up and complete. Broken up at the 20-yard line. Intended for Nico Guzman. Defended by Riley Dietrich. It'll be 2nd down and 10 to go for the Beet Diggers. A good idea. But he was well covered. And now we've got a Viking down at the 28-yard line. Can't spot a number right now. That was behind the line of scrimmage where the defender went down. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery offers cookies, muffins, and sweetbreads made fresh daily. Pair with your favorite coffee, lattes, or smoothie flavors and you're set. Open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, Saturday 7 until 4. Stop by and see them at 921 Edison Street in Brush. That is Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies. So it will be a 2nd down and 10 as soon as the Valley player is attended to and will have to come out of the game. Not sure what the injury is. He's just flat on his back right now. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do. Every second counts. It's a Level 3 Trauma Center. Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any type of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, where expertise matters. Situation for the Beet Diggers is a 2nd down and 10. The defender is Tyler Bull, a 6'2", 185-pound senior linebacker. Nearly on his feet now. And he's getting up under his own power, so that's good news for the Vikings. Nonetheless, it is 2nd down and 10 to go for Brush at their own 33-yard line. Rosenbrock now 1 out of 5 for 27 yards through the air. That pass completion went to Nico Guzman, which set up a 15-yard touchdown run by Randy Baker, his 2nd one of the game. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. Turn on mobile notifications, and you'll have all the scores as they occur. From the 33, Peterson and Brown to the receivers to the right. Baker and Gutierrez in the backfield. On 2nd down with Peterson in motion to the left. Rosenbrock on the handoff right up the middle. Baker breaks out of a tackle to 35. Then he jitterbugs his way across the 35. Sidesteps the defender but is down at the 37, a gain of 4. Baker made something out of nothing. And now it is 3rd down and 6 to go for Brush. With 52 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Baker with 2 touchdowns. Alec Peterson with a 2nd defensive touchdown of the year. Victor Delgado's got a helmet issue. It's still off. Now he puts it back on right before the Beet Diggers race up to the line of scrimmage. 1 receiver out to the left on 3rd down and 6 at the 37 with the Beet Diggers possessing the football on their own side of the field. Baker and Gutierrez are split in the backfield. There's the handoff to Baker, left side, hit at the 40, breaks a tackle, and then storms his way to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 8, it's a first down, and Brendan Gonzalez made the tackle for Valley, but another strong run by Randy Baker to keep this drive going for Brush. We'll find out if the Beet Diggers run another play here in the opening quarter. And it looks like they're going to let the clock expire. We have played 12 minutes from Brush. Brush 21, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com. Now we head to the second quarter. The Beet Diggers with a 21-0 lead on the Valley Vikings. The Beet Diggers have the football at their own 45-yard line. 2 touchdowns in the opening quarter by Randy Baker. And one by Alec Peterson. Under center this time, it's Rosenbrock on 1st and 10 from the 45. And there's the play action, looking to throw. Rosenbrock over the middle. The pass is caught by Brandt to the 40. Up the right sideline to the 25-yard line. He outraces the defender. He's gone. Kalen Brandt, 55 yards away off the pass from Kyle Rosenbrock. And the Beet Diggers now lead 27-0. And keep in mind that was a 96-yard drive for the Beet Diggers. Now the extra point to be attempted by Javier Munoz once again.
Number 7, Javier Munoz.
That was quick.
Spotted by number 16, Ryan Hirschfeld.
Ryan Hirschfeld will hold. Yeah, perfect pass on that slant. Awaits the snap, it's high. Hirschfeld drops it, picks it up, he's tackled.
Come on!
So the extra point does not happen for the Beet Diggers.
Point after attempt is no good. Our score with 11 minutes 49.
It is still
left in the second
27-0.
27.
And we'll keep it right here. Again, you can follow us
Some updated scores are on the Patriot League this evening.
on Twitter at KSIR Sports.
Valley leads Eaton 3-0.
Follow us on Twitter and we'll have those updates as they happen.
End of the first.
You can check out all the updates from the previous week so you know what the Beet Diggers have done to this point through the air and on the ground. 1 out of every 10 carries they have scored this year. That's a pretty darn good percentage. So they score 11 seconds into the second quarter and now have a 27-point lead.
Kicking off for the Beet Diggers, number 40,
And it
Aaron
will be
Garcilaso.
Aaron Garcilaso to kick it off for Brush.
Number 18, Peyton Chacon. And number 36, Victor Delgado.
Chacon and Delgado are back deep to receive. Garcilaso booms his football high and fairly short. Fielded at the 12 by Chacon, running straight ahead to the 20. Across the 20 to the 25, a return of 13 yards. Mikey Gutierrez makes the tackle for the Beet Diggers. Let's see if they can do something on offense. Valley just wants anything at this point. With 11:44 to go. And trailing the game by 27 points. Now the Vikings up to the line of scrimmage. On 1st down and 10. Out of a shotgun. Once again, it's Hanzlicek. And he's going to hand it off right up the guts of Delgado, but he's got a yard, maybe 2. Nothing fancy there. Maverick Seawald made the tackle on Delgado. The line of scrimmage will be the, we'll call it the 27. We'll be generous and give them 2 yards there. 2nd down and 8 to go for the Vikings. Delgado 5 carries for 23 yards. So that ball just shy of the 27. 2nd down and a long 8 to go for the Vikings. This is a no receiver offense. A couple of tight ends in there. Out of a shotgun. 5-step drop. Hanzlicek to his left. Wide open. Pass is caught underneath by Chacon. He's knocked out of bounds by Eddie Arribas at the 42-yard line. Gain of 15. Excellent pass. He was wide open. It's a first down for the Vikings. Their second first down of the game. Or their third, I believe. Yeah, just their second. So first and 10 at the 42. Stop, shop, and save on all of your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. That's the Brush Grocery Cart. First down and 10 for Valley at their own 42-yard line. Again, Hanzlicek out of a shotgun. Has the football, hands it off to Reams on the right side, cuts it back to the middle, and he's back at the line of scrimmage and driven back. And there's a late flag. Joe Carwin threw him to the ground, I believe, or it might have been Seawald. One of those two, but that's definitely a late hit. Would have been no gain, but the Beat Diggers kept the play going after the whistle, and that's a good call. The personal foul against Brush off the no-gainer there by Drew Reams. So it's another first down, and now the ball's in Beat Digger territory at the 44-yard line. Good aggressive play, but once the whistle blew, obviously that was unintentional. Beat Diggers are not looking to commit penalties like that. Up 27-0 with 10:43 to go and the opening half. Two 15-yard touchdown runs by Randy Baker. Interception returned by Alec Peterson from less than 30 yards away. Then a 55-yard pass from Kyle Rosenbrock to Kalen Brandt. That was the only touchdown of the second quarter. Awaiting the snap. Hanzlicek, high snap, play action, back to no. He's going to hand it off. Boy, it fooled me. That's Drew Reams right up the middle. He kept going with the play, but it didn't help. Because the Beat Digger defense was right there in the middle of the line. And a loss of one there for Reams. Second down and a short 11 to go for the Valley Vikings. As we're under 10 minutes to go in the second, so the Beat Diggers still have plenty of time to extend their 27-0 lead. They've already come up with one turnover, and that was the INT. That was the pick six. The Beat Digger 45, second down and 11. Hanzlicek out of a shotgun. There was movement. No flag. Looking to throw over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Chacon at the 40-yard line. That makes Hanzlicek 1 out of 6. Third down and 11 to go for the Vikings. Now, they might just go for it if they don't pick up the first down. But if they do, that would put the Beat Diggers in very good field position.
Brings up third down and 10.
So on third down and a short 11, with the ball at the 45-yard line. Again, out of a shotgun, and there's the snap to Hanzlicek, but it was a late snap. Everybody moved, but the ball was not snapped. So that'll be a procedure penalty against the Vikings. So now it sets it back at 3rd and 16 from midfield. They've got to get just inside the Beat Digger 35 to about the 34.5.
Just inside.
Bad news for Valley is that the clock does not restart because it was off an incomplete pass. Very good crowd tonight settling in for the number 1 Beat Diggers against the Valley Vikings. 3rd and 16 for the 50. Receivers out to the left and right. Chacon is in motion to the right. Hanzlicek out of a shotgun. Rolls to his right. Throws that way. The pass is caught. But it's Arnoldo Matos Garcia drilling the receiver at the line of scrimmage. Flag is down. And I wonder if Delgado started or checked that. Chacon started too early on his pattern. Because I don't think that was against Brush. And the Beat Diggers would decline it. If it's against Valley, they're pointing towards Valley's side. I think Chacon might have taken off too early. No. They're going to waive the penalty.
Fourth down.
So it'll be 4th down and 16 to go. This would be the 7th play of the drive, but Valley's going to punt the football instead. Drew Reams comes in. Randy Baker standing inside his own 20-yard line. Reams at his own 38. And now late substitution there for the Vikings as Roberto Palacios, only a freshman, becomes the 11th player. Perfect snap, heavy rush, gets it off a very high spiraling punt towards the sideline, and it bounces at the 20-yard line inside the 15 now to the 13-yard line. Punt of 37 yards. Speed Diggers just went 96 yards on their last drive. They'll have to go 87 on this particular drive with 9:03 to go in the opening half. And the Beat Diggers lead by a score of 27-0. Well, Rosenbrock just went to the air a while ago. Let's see if he duplicates that. He does have trips to the right. Brown, Guzman, and Baker from the outside to the inside. Gutierrez is the lone setback. They've also run out of this formation before. On first down from the 13-yard line. There's the give. Gutierrez to the 15, right up the middle to the 30. Gutierrez with speed to burn to the 40. Gutierrez to the 50. He's out racing the defenders to the 30. Gutierrez slips out of a tackle and is gone. Mikey Gutierrez, 87 yards. And the Beat Diggers now lead 33-0. Holy mahungus. Wow. Mikey Gutierrez just turned on the afterburners. And just like that, he's got 133 yards on 4 carries. Now the extra point is upcoming. The Beat Diggers will not go for 2 despite an errant snap. They'll still attempt the extra point. Off the hold of Hirschfeld. Let's see if this snap is better. It's perfect. The Munoz kick is up, and the Munoz kick is good. 8:49 to go. Second quarter. Brush 34, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers hold a 34-0 lead. There's a booming kick. I think that's Fierro this time. To Delgado at the 15. Runs laterally to his left. Fakes the handoff. Still moving across the 25 to the 27. Alec Peterson brings him down. It's a 12-yard return. The Beat Diggers went 87 yards on just that one play. A run by Mikey Gutierrez. Valley takes control of the football at the 27-yard line. Beat Diggers could go to a running clock here before the end of the first half. All they need is one more touchdown. And now holding a 34-0 lead. We'll have some video highlights up on our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube and at KSIRsports.com of the Baker runs and the Gutierrez run as well. Didn't get that Brandt catch, but it was a beauty from 55 yards away. Out of a shotgun, hands a check, hands it off on the left side to Chacon. A big hole across the 35, carrying defenders to the 40. Beat Diggers were thrown off as they thought another offender had the football instead. Big gainer for Chacon, 13 yards and a Valley first down. Chacon only with his second carry of the game. First down and 10 for the Vikings at their own 40-yard line. Still tons of time to go here in the opening half with 8:20 remaining, and the Beat Diggers up 34-0 on Valley. Hanzelchek awaits the snap as the football will hand it off to Chacon on the left side. Beat Diggers read it that time, and Baker threw him down for a loss of 3 at the 37-yard line. Baker read it perfectly. That was another fake handoff one way and the handoff the other way, and that time the Beat Diggers played assignment football. So it's second down and 13 at the 37-yard line. Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center for all your farm and ranch supplies, including Purina feeds and everything. Stop by any of the Ace stores in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and their newest location, 122 Custer Street in Brush. Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center. Again, shotgun formation. Hanzelchek, back to throw, deep drop, setting towards the sideline, and dropped by Eddie Arribas at the 48-yard line. Arribas was really open, covered. Was the tight end on the far side. don't know if we have him on the roster. We don't have him on the roster wearing an 88. Nonetheless, it's third down. Third down and 13 yards to go for the Vikings. 7 minutes, 26 seconds to go, second quarter. Brush 34, Valley nothing.
Third down and 13.
Again, Valley in a passing situation. Hanselcheck one, make it 2 out of 8 for 15 yards. Has the football, 3-step drop, pressure coming over the middle. Intercepted by Baker. Baker along the right sideline to the 30-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 22. Baker picked it off at the 50-yard line, and that is interception number 2 today for the Beet Diggers. And they're back in business.
By number 73, Dorian Richard.
So Baker with the INT.
21 of the Vikings. First and 10, your Beet Diggers.
And yeah, this is a struggle here for Hanselcheck. The official spot of the football will be the 21 of Valley with 7:16 to go in the second quarter. If the Beet Diggers score right now, they would make it a running clock for the remainder of the game. On first down and 10, Rosenbrock back to throw. Up the left side, Brown is out there. Touchdown! Touchdown for Jake Brown! 21 yards away on the fade! Rush 40, Valley nothing, and they go to the running clock. It was with 7:10 to go, and the running clock will now happen. With just over 7 minutes to go, and now the extra point to be attempted. Nice catch by Brown. He went up there and took it away from the defender. Javier Munoz to attempt the extra point once again. Awaiting the snap is Hirschfeld. And a high snap, and he's going to have to run out of there. He gets smothered under. Hirschfeld tried to put it back down, and he was hit hard. 6.5 to go in the second quarter with the clock running. Brush 40, Valley nothing on 1010 KSLR and KSLR.com. Aaron Garcilaso to kick it off for the Beet Diggers. High and very short. The clock is running. It'll be fielded at the 20. The ball is dropped. And I think the Beet Diggers recover the football at the 27. And the Beet Diggers do have the ball recovered on special teams.
Recovered by number 49.
And that is taken away by Clay Shaver. So Brush has the ball at the Valley 27.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 27 of the Vikings. First and 10,
So first and 10 for the Beet Diggers with the clock running. 4:47 to go.
The line is still there.
And now the Beet Diggers with another opportunity to score. The clock will run for the remainder of the game. So we could be done as early as 8:30, 8:35 in this one. It'll be that quick. Off a fumble, the third turnover already for Valley on first down. There's the handoff right up the middle. That's Mikey Gutierrez. Arnoldo Matos Garcia is the new quarterback. He goes from the with 5 carries for 140 yards. Matos Garcia from the 20 will hand it off left side to Baker, swinging it to the outside of the 15, along the left sideline, spun down inside the 10. First down at about the 7. Tackle made by Victor Delgado, but it's a gain of 13 for Randy Baker. Baker now with 7 carries. He's got 88 yards. He's got 2 15-yard touchdown runs. 3:10 to go, and the clock is running in the opening half. Brush leads Valley 40-0, and looking for more. First and goal for the 7. Backs are split. Handoff right up the middle, and a gain of about 2 for Gutierrez to the 5. Drew Reams made the tackle. Gutierrez met at the point of attack. Second and goal for the 5. Brush will have plenty of time here, because with the clock running and 3 timeouts, but at the 5-yard line, they don't really need to manage time. In fact, if the Beet Diggers score, not on this play, but the next play, Valley would have to call a timeout to really get the ball back. Second and goal for the 5. Matos Garcia pitches it right. That's Conrad Cole towards the end zone. He's going to be a tad short. Conrad Cole nearly scored.
Conrad Cole, ball carrier.
Down at the 1, a gain of 4. This will be the 5th play of the drive. Third and goal. Under 2 minutes to go in the opening half. Yeah, Valley will have to call a timeout in order to get the ball back, because if the Bee Diggers score here between this and the extra point and then the ensuing kickoff, they won't have enough time. Third down and goal at the 1. It looked like a blitz was coming, but I think Valley might have crossed the line of scrimmage. And that keeps the clock rolling, though. Bee Diggers don't have to... Oh, no, that's against Brush. Illegal procedure against the Bee Diggers, or they were lined up off sides.
Dude, they're really good.
So Brush lined up off sides, so now it's third and goal from the 6. 1:16 to go. In the opening half, Kalen Brandt runs towards Randy Dreitz, who races back towards the huddle with a play. Yeah, I don't think Brush wants to call a timeout with a 40-0 lead. They'd like to score before the end of the half, but not by calling a timeout. Either they score on this play or they don't do it at all. Third and goal for the 6. Matos Garcia on the bootleg left, has speed to the outside, looks for a block, cuts it back towards the middle. He dives, he scores. Matos Garcia from 6 yards out. And the Brush Bee Diggers now hold a 46-0 lead. The 6-yard run by Arturo Matos Garcia. Now the extra point to be attempted. And the extra point will mark the final play of the opening half. Clock is running, but they still have to get the extra point off anyway, even if it runs out. We're down to 6 seconds to go. Hirschfeld awaits the snap. It's down. The kick by Munoz is up, and that kick is good. So we are at the break. Brush 47, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Looks like Dakota Gore will kick it off for Valley, a line drive. It'll be fielded at the 15, running right to the 20, back to the middle to 25 as Matos Garcia breaks 2 tackles along the left sideline to the 35, back to the middle to the 40, and he's spun down at the 43. Very nice return. Matos Garcia, 28 yards. Brendan Gonzalez makes the tackle for Valley, and we have less than 24 minutes of football remaining. That's in real time and more than likely in game time. Now there will be a stoppage obviously after the quarter, the 1-minute break, and either team can call a timeout as well. So the Bee Diggers have it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Yeah, you figure you might get 15 plays in a quarter. I don't know, I'm just guessing at this point. And in motion to the left. Handoff, left side across the 45 to the 50 into the secondary, all the way down to the 44-yard line. It's B.J. Hirschfeld. And let's see the official gain for Hirschfeld. That'll be 13 yards for B.J. and a Bee Digger first down. Victor Delgado made the tackle. He's been in on a lot of plays for Valley, but the Vikings unfortunately don't have enough playmakers. 1st and 10 for Brush at the Valley 44-yard line. They have scored on every drive so far. There's the give to Cole. Spins off a defender inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Gonzalez made the tackle once again for Valley. 2nd down and 5 yards to go for the Bee Diggers.
So Brush comes out just running a dive on each side. Both players just ran straight ahead and ran with some power.
At the 39-yard line, the receiver to the right is Cameron Alexander. Hirschfeld and Cole remain in that backfield in Valley territory with a 47-0 lead. Man in motion to the left is Diego Lopez. Handoff right up the middle, and that's a short gain. Hirschfeld was stood up after a pickup of 1 to the 38.
Brought down by number 36, Victor Delgado.
Delgado was the first man in on the hit.
That was just that trap, and right when Hirschfeld got to the line of scrimmage, our guard was needing to pick up that block, and our center had to block on the backside, and he just couldn't make that block against that big number 77 who's about or big number 76 who's about 250 pounds.
Yeah, it's Nick Reyna, senior. Diego Rojas checks into the game. 3rd down and 4 to go for the Beet Diggers at the 38-yard line of the Vikings. Again, the backs are split. Rojas in motion to the left. 3rd down, handoff right side. Hirschfeld, 1st down inside the 35. And he lowers his shoulder, and he drives to about the 31-yard line. Strong run for the Beet Digger, sophomore. And they might backtrack that football a bit to the 32. It's a gain of 6. And Brush can do no wrong, Dave, here in this game.
Yeah, just an off-tackle play that time. And boy, our tackle and our tight end did a really good job of blocking down on their guys over there and making that hole.
1st down and 10 to go for Brush at the 32-yard line of Valley. Receiver split out to the left and right. And in motion to the left. There's the give off left tackle in a big hole. That is Conrad Cole. Across the 25. He runs hard to the 23. Close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1. And he stormed through that hole quick, or what?
Yeah, he hit it hard. And, that was Clay Shaver that was coming in motion from right to left. And when he came in motion, he had to kick out on that defensive end, and he did a good job. He made a good block there.
And Shaver had a fumble recovery off a special teams play. That's how it got to be 47-0. We've got under 8 minutes to go. Running clock in the 3rd quarter. Brush 47, Valley nothing. 2nd and 1 for the 23. Handoff Hirschfeld off right tackle. 1st down inside the 20. Then he's driven back at about the 18-yard line. Gain of 5 for B.J. Hirschfeld. That's not a bad combination, considering they're both underclassmen and are coming into the game running very hard for Brush.
He does a good job running that trap in the middle. You don't want a guy, you don't want your guy getting there too fast because you can't beat the block that you need from that guard when he's pulling over there. So he does a good job of following that guard and waiting for him to make his play.
Ball is just shy of the 17-yard line of Valley. 1st down and 10. Lining up along that right hash mark. Matos Garcia will send Shaver in motion to the left. And there is the pitch left for Cole. Sprints it to the outside of the 15, along the sideline to the 10, and then it's knocked out of bounds. It looked like a pretty late hit there. He just kept going with him, but it was a strong run by Conrad Cole. Yeah, there was no letting up once they made contact with him. They drove him well out of bounds. Looks like it'll be a 1st down. That's at about the 6-yard line, close to the 6. Gain of 11 for Conrad Cole.
Omar Fierro was our pulling tackle on that play. He's our left tackle. We want that quick pitch, so he has to get out there and lead block. Man, he's got some wheels. He went out there and made a good block as well.
1st down and goal. The official spot is the 7. This will be the 8th play of the drive. Matos Garcia sends Shaver in motion now to the right. There's the give to Cole, running off left tackle, and he drives inside the 5, still running hard. He stood up, and now he's driven back and down to the turf. He got to the 4, gain of 3. 2nd and goal. And Dave, we've run 8 plays in the quarter, and we are halfway through the quarter.
Wow, time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Huh? I mentioned 15 plays maybe. It might not be 15 plays that they score because you don't count the extra point as a play. Usually 15 to 16 plays that they don't score. But the Beet Diggers are on the doorstep. 2nd and goal for the 4. Matos Garcia is going to hand it off to Hirschfeld, running right, and he drives towards the goal line. Touchdown for B.J. Hirschfeld. With 5:25 to go in the 3rd. The clock is running.
This guy was hands were up really fast. He was right on.
B.J. Hirschfeld finds the end zone.
Just a little crossbuck action. Jeez, our junior varsity doing a really good job, and our line, with the exception of that really big kid from Valley, doing a pretty good job of controlling the line of scrimmage and making holes, and the backs just doing a good job of running right through them.
The extra point to be attempted by Javier Munoz. Low snap. The kick is up. And that kick is good. Let's keep it right here. The Beet Diggers in the lead. by a score of 54-0. And again, with a running clock, that's one of the reasons we will not take a break, because this quarter will be done momentarily. But again, we encourage you to follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. When you do that, you turn on mobile notifications. You can receive the scoring updates as they happen. That's on Twitter at KSIR Sports. And now we are under 4 minutes to go, and only 9 plays have been run in the quarter. And the V-Diggers have been running all of them. But they will kick off here momentarily to Valley. Valley will have their first possession of the quarter coming up at about the 3-minute mark.
Well, Fierro's going to be our kicker this time. Let's see if he can boot that ball down there. The flag's hanging straight down, so he's not kicking against the wind. This will be a good test to see where he's at.
Well, they've both done extremely well so far, Garcilaso and Fierro. The last kick was a little bit short. This one's a line drive towards the sideline. Bounces, looks like it's going out of bounds, and it does. At about the 17-yard line. Valley will have some of their best field position. They should be starting from the 35, which is what I assume they would elect to do. Here we go, Valley at the 35-yard line. And they still haven't run a play, and we're at 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the third. Yeah, David, it kind of hurts. You feel bad for Valley because they're out here to play as well, but they're such a young team. Garcilaso with that last kick, or Fierro, as Dave mentioned. There's the handoff to Reams off the shotgun formation to Hanselcheck. And he's got a yard, maybe a couple. B.J. Hirschfeld made the tackle to Drew Reams at the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 8 to go. Valley with just over 50 yards of offense in the opening half and only 15 through the air at the 37-yard line. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the third quarter out of a shotgun. Hanselcheck with a football. Deep drop, looking, throws out to his left. The pass is behind the intended receiver, Peyton Chacon, at the 43. It'll be 3rd down and 8. About a couple of more plays to go here in this third quarter.
So Valley in that single wing action, it's pretty. Just getting here late, and just watching these few plays, it's a slow offense for them. They don't have that speed and that single wing like Ray did, do they?
Certainly not.
I mean, there's still the same formations there.
Right.
You have the spinner back there, the blocking back in the back.
But you need the speed. Yeah, if you don't have the speed, then it's not going to help. Out of his shotgun, and there's the give off the left side, and some yardage across the 40-yard line, close to a 1st down to the 44. Peyton Chacon, that's a gain of 7. 4th down and 1. Arnoldo Matos Garcia made the play. Actually, 4th and 2. They'll mark it at the 43-yard line. Got to get to the 45. And coming up will be the final play of the third quarter, unless a timeout is called. This will be the 13th play of the quarter. 4th and 2 for the 43 with 48 seconds to go. Hanselcheck from a shotgun. Awaits the snap. It's a short snap, a direct snap, and then, the V-Diggers take down Delgado. And in fact, the ball was fumbled, and Shaver recovers his 2nd fumble of the game as Delgado was hit. And Brush has it at the Valley 42, the 4th turnover committed by Valley tonight. I don't believe the V-Diggers are going to get off another play. Ryan Hirschfeld coming into the game, or just get off a play, as they will start at the Valley 42-yard line. Let's see, they're up to the line of scrimmage. They might get one play off. Hirschfeld looks up at the clock. But is he going to let time expire? And I think he will. We played 3 quarters in Brush. Brush 54, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urick back from V-Digger Stadium. We begin the fourth quarter, and the V-Diggers holding a 54-0 lead. Only 1 touchdown in the third quarter For the Beat Diggers, a 4-yard run by B.J. Hirschfeld. From the 42, Shavers in motion to the left. And the ball is dropped by Hirschfeld, picks it up, he'll run with it, and is back to the line of scrimmage. Penetration by Dominic Volzal to bring down Hirschfeld. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. And we have seen a total of 14 plays so far here in the second half. It's the beauty of the running clock, but Dave, it's a great rule.
Yeah, it is. Just imagine how bad it could get and how long a game could last. Holy cow.
Right, yeah.
You know, having to stop the game for all those kickoffs. It's not good for anybody.
No. 2nd down and 10 for the Valley 42. The Beat Diggers have not punted in this game. In fact, they haven't punted in a few games. Hirschfeld will hand it off right up the gut to Hirschfeld. That's Ryan to BJ across the 40, and he continued to drive his legs towards the 36, a gain of 6 for B.J. Hirschfeld. 3rd down and 4 to go. Under 11 minutes to go in the game. Brush 54, and the Valley Vikings nothing.
See Valley starting to rotate some of their younger players in, or at least some of the kids that weren't out there in their starting D at the start of the half.
3rd down and 4 to go from the Valley 36-yard line. Should be a simple running play. And we have flags down. As Wyatt Coleman was in motion. It's against the Beat Diggers. Was that motion called there? I don't think it was.
I think our left guard might have jumped a little bit because their linebacker over on the right side, he came up like he was going to blitz, and it made our guard on that side jump.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9.
No, I think it would be on legal procedure. I think the receiver was
3rd down and 9 with a football at the 42-yard line. It's almost 3rd and 10, actually.
Oh, yeah, where's Dave? Forgot he started.
For the Beat Diggers in Valley territory. In motion to the left is Coleman. Hirschfeld on the pitch left to Cole. And he is going to be taken down in the backfield. Victor Delgado, who's made a bunch of tackles, was able to make the play. Looked like about a 5-yard loss, but then again, forward momentum got him back to the 43, a loss of 1. So it's 4th down and about 11 to go for the Beat Diggers. Let's see if they're just going to go for it, as we have under 9.5 minutes to go. Brush might get one more possession in the game, and that's about it. So Cole is out. Ryan Hirschfeld up to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 11 from the Valley 43-yard line. Backs are split. Hirschfeld on the pitch right. Not much running room to the outside. That's Bostrom to the 40, and he's taken down after a gain of 3. Aaron Trujillo, a freshman, made the tackle, and Valley takes over with 8:54 to go, and the clock running at their own 40-yard line.
Bostrom has so much speed. He ran a long ways to get over there from that left hash mark, and still was able to pick up 3 yards.
Premier Farm Credit is still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. They understand and are passionate about agriculture, and they're dedicated to serving America in good times and bad. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Hanslechek in a shotgun formation. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 40-yard line. As the football will hand it off on the left side, then a double handoff to Molzal. Tries to get around a defender, and Shaver's going to throw him for a huge loss back at the 25-yard line. That's a loss of 15 yards in the play. It'll be 2nd down and 25, Dave. That diminishes that rushing total now. Well, they might give him forward momentum. Hold on here. To the 28. Okay, a loss of 12. But even at that, it's 2nd and 22, and they're getting closer to 0 than they are to 100.
Yeah, they're in their 20s now for total rushing yards on the night. They tried that double reverse, and I almost think he was thinking about throwing the ball there. It looked like he was going to stop and try to get a grip on the ball. Not a good play.
2nd down and 22 from the 28. Hanslechek from the shotgun. Will hand it off on the right side to Reams. Has some running room across the right side. And is picking up some yardage that they lost across the 30 to the 33, gain of 5. Tackle was made over there along the left side of the Beat Digger defensive line. We don't have We might have been missing one of the players on the roster there.
16 or 17.
Or Brush.
That goes
That
7.
would have been Daniel Macias, a sophomore.
Brings up third down at 17.
3rd and 17 to go for the Vikings. They're at the 33. They've got to get to midfield. 6:48 to go in the game. Brush 54, Valley nothing. Hands a check again for the shotgun formation. Rolls to his left, looking to throw. Backside pressure, and the pass is into the Beat Digger bench. Intended for Carlos Uribe. Defended by Bostrom over there. 4th down and 17.
Brings up 4th down.
And it looks like they're going to bring in the punt team. And Brush will have one final possession.
It's a good thing Uribe didn't catch the ball. I think Hunter Bostrom was right there ready to lay a lick on.
Well, you're setting up your receiver when the pass is high. Yeah, you're better off overthrowing him if you don't want him to absorb a major shot.
Bostrom's got that speed, and he's so athletic he knows how to put a shoulder pad on somebody too.
Conrad Cole to receive the punt, but he lets it roll inside the 35, out of bounds. In Brush territory at about the 30. Punt goes for 37 yards. And that's where the Beat Diggers have the ball. Again, this will be their final possession of the game, more than likely, with 5:45 to go under a running clock. And let's see, how many plays are we running this half? Looks like 21, including that punt. 21 plays. Yeah, we'll have our quick post-game show with head coach Randy Dreitz. And, did Valley call a timeout? I think they did. I think we had a personnel issue. So we'll keep it right here with 5:23 to go. There is a timeout on the field. Yeah, somebody was late getting into the game for Valley. You want your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them. Purchase the best quality parts and accessories at great prices at your local Napa store, Central Auto Parts, in Fort Morgan. Brush 54, Valley nothing. Beat Diggers have the football. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
It's nice when your team is so well coached that your younger players can go out there and they're interchangeable. You know, they could play with, the junior varsity team. They could even be out there with the varsity team. But because, it's a system that the coaches have going that, goes all the way back to junior high where Coach Gutierrez is the head coach in our middle school. Those kids run that same system basically throughout. And it's just neat that the kids can all go out there and play together regardless of their grade level.
1st and 10 for Brush at their own 30-yard line. The backs are split. And motion to the right is Rojas. There's the give off the left side, and nothing there for B.J. Hirschfeld.
B.J. Hirschfeld.
Went right at the line of scrimmage. Might have gone half a yard, but we'll give him no gain.
Adam Gonzalez.
Adam Gonzalez made the tackle. 2nd down and 10 to go.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
And we have 5 minutes of football remaining from Beat Digger Stadium on this Friday night. Beat Diggers and Sterling Tigers coming up a week from today. Sterling's had a pretty good season, a winning record going into tonight's game. They were 3-2, playing on the road against the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Coleman in motion to the left on 2nd down. There's the give on the right side. That's Hirschfeld again. Spins across the 30. Gets to the 32. Hunter Watson makes the tackle. 3rd down and 8 to go for the Beat Diggers. We're now at 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game.
It was just a 26. They take the dive straight ahead and then run off tackle with our fullback. BJ was doing a good job of keeping both hands on the football. He had each hand covered a nose.
On 3rd and 8 from the 32-yard line. This is the second game that Ryan Hirschfeld seen action at the quarterback position. He saw that in the beginning of the year when he went to distance. A 40-yard touchdown against Ray. And that'll be a handoff left side. There's a loss.
B.J.
Hirschfeld was hit immediately
Victor Delgado
at the 31-yard line. And Delgado in on another tackle. They're going to mark it towards the 30. Loss of 2. 4th down and 10. Maybe the Beat Diggers will punt here. Although I see no signs of a punt about to be attempted. as we have 3.5 minutes to go, and you know Valley wants to score. They want to get into that end zone. The Beet Diggers have been stingy on defense all season, though. Shutout against Ray, 10 points against Platte Valley, 14 last week, 14 against Fort Morgan. And there's the give up the middle of Cole. Breaks a tackle to 35. First down to the 45. Cole up the left sideline to the 35 with 1 to beat. And he's dragged down from behind. Conrad Cole towards the 25-yard line. Heck of a run for Cole. 45 yards and a brush first down.
Just a great run there by Cole. You know, he had to break a couple of those tackles, and, you know, he's small, but he showed some strength. I thought he was going to outrun everybody, but that big, tall kid jumped on him and almost horse-collared him to bring him down.
Well, this pretty much guarantees that the Vikings will not get the football back, that the Beet Diggers will just run out the clock. In fact, they might just have a couple of simple handoffs and then take a knee, and that'll be it, because we have 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Time for no more than 3 plays.
You know, you were talking about our defense this season being so stingy. You know, I don't remember a year where we've had so many turnovers, you know, where we've been so in such a positive.
And Hirschfeld with a bootleg right is going to score easy, but there's a flag down. I think an unnecessary block was thrown at the 10. Would be a 25-yard touchdown run, but I think part of that is coming back. It's a hold against the Beet Diggers. Now, if it's from the 15, it counts as a 10-yard run with a 10-yard penalty. That's too bad, Dave. I mean, there was nobody saw Hirschfeld with the ball. He had the ball on the right hip, and it'll be marked at the 20. So give Hirschfeld 15 yards on the carry, and with a 10-yard penalty, marks it back to the 15. So it'll be 1st and 5. But you're right, Dave. The defense, I tell you, I think Coach Dreitz was mentioning that it was in the mid-2000s where they gave up, I think it was 2006, where the Beet Diggers went to the semis against Faith, and they gave up an average of 7.1 points a game, and that's a school record, and this team could break that record. And, yeah, it looks like Brush is going to take a knee here. They're in what they call victory formation, as we have now less than a minute to go in the game, 3 seconds on the play clock. Hirschfeld takes the snap, takes a knee. And they might have to run yet another play because they might start the play clock again. Goes down as a loss of 1 officially for Hirschfeld. That's the only bad thing. Statistically, it does affect you when you take a knee. It's a 2nd down situation. It'll be 1 more knee for Ryan Hirschfeld as we have 28 seconds to go. There's the knee. And the Brush Beet Diggers have defeated the Valley Vikings tonight by a score of 54-0. We'll take a break and come back with a recap of tonight's game right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Welcome back to Beet Digger Stadium. John Beltran with Dave Urich. Beet Digger post-game show. Tonight is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want when you want it and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. The Beet Diggers win the game 54-0. And we mentioned that Brush in this game did not punt. It started off with a Randy Baker 15-yard touchdown run. 5 plays, 43 yards in a minute, 20 seconds. Extra point was good. It was 7-0. Beet Diggers got the ball back. Baker did it again, 15 yards away. 4 plays, 66 yards in a minute, 44. It was 14-0. Alec Peterson then intercepted a pass, about a 29-yard INT return. It was 21-0. Then Kalen Brandt ended a 96-yard drive, 6 plays, 2 minutes and 51 seconds on the first play of the second quarter. 55-yard pass from Rosenbrock. Extra point, no good. It was 27-0. Then the Beet Diggers got an 87-yard touchdown run from Mikey Gutierrez. PAT was good. It was 34-0 after a Randy Baker interception. First play, it was Jake Brown, 21 yards, and a pass from Rosenbrock. PAT was missed. It was 40-0. Beet Diggers then recovered a fumble the ensuing kickoff. And then just 5 plays later, Arnoldo Matos Garcia on the final play of the opening half sprinted in from 6 yards out, 47-0. And then B.J. Hirschfeld on the first drive of the second half completes a 9-play drive, 57 yards, scores from 4 yards out, 54-0. That's the final score. Dave, let's get to the final numbers. Not much really changed after halftime because of the limited number of plays once the game went to a running clock with over 7 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, Valley just ended up with 60 yards total offense, 45 on the ground, 15 in the air. They completed 2 of 11 passes. Both of those passes were to Chacon, one for 15 and one for 0. As far as running the ball, Reams had 5 carries for 9 yards, a grand total of 28 yards for Chacon. Delgado had 7 carries for 22 yards. But the Diggers, they tore it up. 463 yards offense tonight. They went 3 for 7 passing. Rosenbrock did for 103 yards. Peterson had 1 catch for 1 yard. Brown had a 21-yarder. Guzman 27-yarder, and Brand had a 55-yarder. Go to our running game. Hirschfeld, when he was in the game as a quarterback, he ended up having the ball or carrying the ball 4 times for 13 yards. But on the running side, Boston had a carry for 3 yards. Hirschfeld had 9 carries for 34 yards. Maltos Garcia had 1 carry for 6 yards. Cole had 7 carries for 75 yards. Peterson had 1 carry for 2 yards. Baker had 7 carries for 88 yards. And then Gutierrez was the leader on the offense today with 142 yards on 6 carries for Brush.
All right, so the Bee Diggers get the job done tonight. It went to a running clock, as I mentioned, less than 5 minutes to go in that, or less than 5 minutes in, I should mention, in that second quarter. As the Bee Diggers won 54-0, and we bring in head coach Randy Dreitz. Coach, really not much to say about tonight's game because the expectations were that you would play well, that you'd do what you had to do, that you would have a big lead in this game, hopefully early, so you could rest players. And essentially, that's what the team did tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, you're always concerned about different things when you're a head coach, and maybe I worry too much, but you want to go out there and play well, and get your young kids in there and get your other kids a little bit of rest and ready to go for next week. So, it was fun, and it sure is good to see all those young kids get in there and play and have a good time.
And isn't this really a game where you work on, I don't want to use the word weaknesses, but I can't think of a better word, things that you're not as proficient as. The running game is outstanding, but Rosenbrock, again, 3 out of 7 in the opening half, a couple of touchdown passes, threw for over 100 yards. He threw some pretty nice balls tonight.
Yeah, he did. We come out throwing at the beginning of the game, and I was worried about that a little bit, but he did a good job, and he threw the ball well and had some drop ball that we normally don't. Randy Baker normally doesn't drop, so hopefully we get that taken care of. We wanted to throw a little bit, but didn't get to throw too much. It kind of got out of hand. Didn't want to throw very much.
I tell you something, when you go back and forth with your kickers, Garcilaso and Fierro, what we were seeing at the beginning of the year was a lot of these line drive, 15, 20, 25, 30-yard kicks, but it looks like they're booming the football pretty well now.
Yeah, they're getting better every day, and we keep working on it, and they keep working at it, and hopefully we keep getting better. But I was really pleased with what their performance was, and hopefully we can keep doing that. Kicking in the end zone is awfully nice, and you have less worries then. But we still got to work on great coverage because we're not going to get in the end zone every time.
We know Valley is in Strasburg, but one thing, really the big last week's game that you were concerned for last.
Oh, most definitely. I think we did better. It's hard to tell though when you win like you did and that type of thing. But I think we did better. We'll take a look at film and see what we think. But we're still got to work on that. I think sometimes you get so worried about the X's and O's you forget about the basics, and that's what I'm going to bring up to my coaches this week when we meet. We're still going back to the basics and make sure we're blocking and tackling properly, and then we'll worry about the X's and O's because I think that's so important.
Finally, Coach, with the addition now of Oscar Soto, I'm sure you're pleased that this line on both sides has gotten even deeper and stronger.
Most definitely. Oscar's been biting at the bullet to get back in there and play, and and he did the job that needed to do to get back in play, and it was great to have him. And you know, our kids have been going against him all year, and he gives us fits, and he's just really tough to block, and he's really a good football player, and he's going to make us stronger.
Randy, always appreciate the time. Congratulations, Bee Diggers at 6-0.
Thank you.
That's Brush Head football coach Randy Dreitz as the Bee Diggers beat up the Valley Vikings tonight 54-0, leading 47-0 in the break. We remind you we've got some videos coming up tomorrow on our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube and at KSIRsports.com. Bee Diggers and Sterling Tigers 1 week from today. And keep in mind, Brush High School students will be collecting money from 5:30 to 6:30 coming up on Friday to benefit the Morgan County Disaster Relief Fund. So whatever you can give right here at Bee Digger Stadium between 5:30 and 6:30 coming up next Friday. The sound engineer and producer of Brush Bee Digger Football, doing an outstanding job as always, has been Rose Condis. The coordinating producer has been Brandy Ingersoll. Replay engineer has been Alan Lance. Of course, replay coming up right here on 1010 as well as KSIR.com. For Dave Urich, I'm John Beltran. The final score once again tonight from Bee Digger Stadium. Brush 54, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.